If you watch my channel, you know that I'm a professional organizer. And lately I keep sensing a common thing with some of my clients, and that is their frustration that we are not at the end result of their project. So lots of projects that I take on, it could be the entire home, they take a long time to complete, right? So a project depends on my clients' moods, how they're feeling, how difficult it is to work through those spaces, just a whole multitude of things, right? And I just have been noticing and sensing their discontentment, I guess, with some of their projects lately. And it just kind of stemmed this idea for this video. This is 6 ways to not give up on your goals. Okay. 6 ways to kind of stay encouraged, stay motivated, however you want to do it. Not give up, stay motivated, whatever we want to call it, right? But just tips that I think would be useful, right? They're useful for my clients, but this is not specifically for organizing. Yes, these tips could be for your organizing project, but it could also be another goal that you have. Maybe it's a fitness related goal, right? It's still the beginning of the year. A lot of us probably set wellness goals. You could use these tips to accomplish those things too. So number 1, take pictures. I take pictures of all my projects, and it really is helpful because sometimes when you're in it, it's like, oh my gosh, I have a whole day that has gone by, and I'm like, did I really accomplish that much? Now, first of all, this is another thing. I'm just way too hard on myself. That's a thing for another video. But I think when you have the physical evidence, the proof of what you've done and where you've been and where you're going, it's so helpful. And so with those clients that I'm, referring to, I've showed them recently, hey, look, remember, this is where we started. Hey, remember this area of your floor we couldn't even see? We didn't even know there was tile underneath it because there was so much clutter, kind of bringing them back to like, look, you've already come so far. Yes, we're not at that final end result. We're not at your goal where you want to be, but let's give ourselves, a pat on the back and just see how far we've come. Same thing with fitness. I know it seems kind of icky sometimes to like take pictures of yourself, but it's such a huge difference, and you can really see the accomplishment that, when you track it like that. So I encourage before pictures, during, and then of course your after. Number 2 is make a plan and then break down those goals, right? So your goal for fitness may be to be able to bench press 250 pounds. I don't know, I just made that up. Or maybe you want to lose 30 pounds, whatever it may be. You can't just say, all right, I'm going from not working out to doing this. How are you going to get there, right? So break down those goals into bite-sized pieces. Also, by breaking down these goals and kind of making miniature goals, if you will find that you're able to like hit goals more quickly, and mentally it keeps you going, right? So you're like accomplishing more, even though it's the same goal, if that makes sense. So you can, when you're breaking it down into bite-sized pieces, say with organizing, well, let's break it down into, we've made our plan. This is how we're going to attack this room or this space, this project. Here's the plan. Here's kind of the first tier. Here's where we're going to get to, clearing the clutter. That in itself is something to celebrate, right? And then you get to the next step and the next step. The steps, just break it down. It's going to be different depending on your project. Number 3, have fun during the process, okay? We sometimes forget to do this, myself included in life, right? I'm so goal driven that I'm like, I'm not going to be happy until I get here. And then I get here and I find that I'm just on to chasing the next goal. Again, more about me, that's for other videos or just for my therapist, right? But I find that if you can try to enjoy the process, you're more likely to stick with it. And again, like, who doesn't just want to have fun? So making like a mindful, just being aware that you're trying to enjoy the process will be helpful. So maybe it's when you exercise, you turn on a podcast that you love, but you only listen to it when you exercise, right? So that's going to not only keep you motivated, but keep you like enjoying the process as well. Another way to have fun during the process is think about the things you'll find. So in some of my organizing projects, we have found just the funniest things. Like the other day we found 2 iPods. We charged them up, tried to see what music was on there. It was just fun. It was a fun like blast from the past, things that you forget about. So during that organizing process, you will come across stuff that's truly just gems, right? And it just will make you chuckle. So it will be fun during the process. Or maybe again, it's a fitness, wellness-based goal. Maybe you're gonna discover a whole new workout that you never did before that you're like obsessed with now. So just enjoy it. Enjoy that you're not at the finish line yet. Enjoy just being in it and discovering new things. Number 4, reward yourself. Maybe it's when you reach those mini goals, or maybe it's just randomly when you're having a bad day. You know what? I did really good work this week and I'm gonna give myself a reward, whatever that is, a sticker chart like when we were young, right? Why we should have those as adults, because when you're an adult, life is just as hard, right? We need to be rewarding ourselves. And I know people laugh that they say we have such like a treat culture and that maybe we should do away with it. We're giving ourselves treats for things that we should just automatically do. You know what? I say do it. Do the dang thing. If having, that $5 coffee is gonna make your life that much better, do the dang thing, right? Find a way to reward yourself. Number 5, keep motivated. Easier said than done, I know. But keep motivated by kind of having that why in your mind. Because when things get hard, when we run into things that are difficult or we lose that motivation, so quickly we're like, does it really matter if we do this? Is it really that big of a deal? But remember why you started. Go back to that why. You're starting this organizing project so that you can have a whole new space to live in, or to make a craft room out of, or so that your kids can have a playroom, so that you can just feel zen in your home. Remember that why. Or you are going to the gym 3 times a week because you want to be able to keep up with your grandkids and keep your heart healthy. Or you just want to get those endorphins going so that it helps with your depression. I get it, Remember that why. Bring yourself back to that why. There's a reason you started this and it's important. It's important to you. That's why you set this goal to begin with. So remember that and keep motivated. Number 6, have an accountability partner. Listen, whenever I set big goals and I speak them out loud to someone, it's like securing it, right? It's like locking it into place that, all right, now I'm really in it, right? I have told someone else other than, myself, I have told someone I'm going to do this, and be danged if I don't accomplish it, right? Maybe it's a pride thing. In that case, it's like working towards my benefit because, it keeps me actually accomplishing something. But even no matter what the reason is, having a partner just helps. You're going to have those days where you don't want to keep going. And having that partner to lift you up, to build you up, to remind you that you can do it, or to remind you of why, it's just so helpful. We're not meant to do life alone. And when we can connect with people and have people in our corner, it's just really beneficial. Maybe they come along during the whole process. Again, if it's working out, maybe they go do some workouts with you. Or if it's like with organizing, maybe they're there a couple times when you're doing it, or maybe you just call them on the phone. Regardless of whatever capacity your accountability partner is, I promise you that it will be helpful to have that person. What are some ways that you don't give up on your goals, on your things that you want to accomplish? Let me know. As always, please subscribe so you never miss a thing. I'll talk to you soon.